Oh my gosh, I've just arrived at the Anantara The Marker in Dublin. It is one of the most luxurious hotels in the Irish capital. I'm here for 2 nights. It's located right on the Grand Canal. Let's take a tour. Anantara The Marker is located in the east end of the city, surrounded by the old canals and port. We have beautiful gardens right in front of the hotel property. When you skip into the lobby, there are fresh florals, a nice seating area. You can see it's floor-to-ceiling windows. It's sun-soaked in here. When you check in, you get a nice little glass of Irish iced tea. Zooming up the elevator, we're gonna take a tour of one of the hotel's most beautiful suites. Turning to the left here, here's the bathroom. So you've got a shower on the left, as well as a nice big soaker tub, comfy plush white robes. And then let's come into the bathroom. You'll also notice floor to ceiling windows, lots of curtains, but you can have really lovely natural light here. There is a work desk to do some work, so it's a great spot if you are on a business trip as well. And a really big walk-in closet. Coming out of the walk-in closet, you've got a big comfy bed, and then we're gonna run right down the hallway all the way to the right where there's the front door and splash ourselves into the really spacious living room, which has a dining area, comfy couch, a lovely Nespresso maker, selection of Irish breakfast tea and other high quality teas. And then look at the views over the Grand Canal. It's just beautiful. You can see condos and other office buildings in the neighborhood. We are now going to head to the wellness area of the hotel. So the spa arrival area has a really nice seating area where you can check in to have an Anantara spa treatment. They have beauty products that are paired with each element. I landed in Dublin at 5 a.m. after a really exhausting flight from Toronto, so I really highly recommend the day you arrive at the Anantara to book yourself a really soothing massage treatment. From the spa, you can head down this lovely corridor to the hotel's fitness center, 24 hours, yoga mats, lots of really high-tech gym equipment. You can see a great selection for a boutique fitness experience. The swimming pool is eye-popping. It's really huge for the inside of an urban city hotel. So you see that they've got a really large swimming pool. On the right-hand side here, we've got some really lovely plush lounge chairs. If you look up, they have a skylight, so even on a cloudy day, it feels really nice and sunny with this beautiful sculpture. And at the end of the deck, there is a lovely hot tub, and behind, we've got some saunas and steam room. Let's check out the hotel's food and beverage concepts. We've got Forbes Street Social by Gareth Mullins. This is the hotel's signature restaurant. In the morning, it offers breakfast, and in the evening, you can have dinner here. You can see it's floor-to-ceiling windows as well. Really cool contemporary design. There's a mix of booth seating as well as 2 tops, 4 tops, and area for private dining. For the breakfast, you've got fresh fruit and local Irish cheeses, charcuterie, local smoked salmon, a whole salad bar area, of course, soda bread, as well as croissants and other rolls, fresh fruit, oatmeals and cereals, yogurts. We've got parfaits, lots of stewed fruits as well if you want to make yourself yogurt parfait. These are freshly pressed juices and smoothies, and we've also got fresh orange juice and champagne for mimosas. As we flip around here, you'll also see on the other side of the space, we've got muesli and cereals and more fresh fruit and patisserie. The hot station has bacon, sausage, blood pudding, roasted potatoes, mushrooms, tomatoes, scrambled eggs, and a Irish bread pudding made with croissants and Bailey's cream. They also have an a la carte menu, so you can also order things like smoked salmon with boxty or a lovely eggs benedict. We highly recommend getting a cappuccino. It's a great way to wake up to the world. We also enjoyed an Irish coffee class with the restaurant sommelier. So Irish coffee is a classic cocktail, starts with a cube of sugar, and then we had a shot of Irish whiskey made by none other than Jameson's near Cork. Then they poured in some espresso, swirled it around with the bar spoon, and then the key here, he said, was to scoop up your ice and shake some cream, and then you use your bar spoon to slowly add the frothy, cooled cream to the top of the glass and top it with some coffee beans. It's a really lovely way to start your dinner hour. In the evening, the restaurant's buffet area turns into an oyster bar, as well as they have a big bread basket. So we swiped this delicious garlicky butter over our Irish soda bread. They also had fabulous sourdough, really great way to start your feast at the Anantara, and poured some delicious red wine to pair with the steak that we were going to have in the evening. They had complimentary chicken liver toast with cherries. Nicola loves an oyster. Scotland's so famous for its seafood, so he enjoyed 3 local oysters with some fresh lemon and vinegar. We also got a lamb croquette, which was served with some pickled root vegetables and a plate of parsnip chips and roasted carrot, which was excellent. And then we had to get a fabulous dinner. So we had a Irish steak covered in local mushrooms. That's this delicious situation with, of course, some chips. And then we also got a plate of surf and turf, which was a local pigeon with lobster. The Marker Bar is the hotel's lobby lounge, beautiful open space right by the main entrance. I came here for afternoon tea. You can also enjoy lunch. The afternoon tea has a fabulous theme. It's called Poetry in Places. It comes with a little booklet that shows a map of Ireland and also describes different areas that the afternoon tea is inspired by along the beautiful Emerald Isle. I started off with a glass of champagne, and then we moved on to a fabulous sorbet that is made with the same champagne, so it's a champagne sorbet, lovely and light. Then they came over with some loose leaf teas so I could sniff some teas and find a favorite. I'm really partial to Earl Grey. This is the whole setup. So we've got a glass of champagne, a pot of Earl Grey tea. We've got a 3-tiered service with sweet, delicious pastries, as well as scones, dainty sandwiches. I really love their Earl Grey curd, really inventive. They also have clotted cream, of course, with some raspberry jam, and of course they do have some butter as well. And we had fabulous selection of sandwiches. Of course, got some Scottish smoked salmon. My favorite was the cucumber and cream cheese. Really enjoyed the tea. It had a fabulous hint of bergamot. Add some sugar as well as some milk and you're good to go. Last stop is Dublin's best hotel rooftop bar and terrace. It is currently under renovation, but will have fabulous outdoor furniture and you can see amazing views of the city. After spending a relaxing day at the Anantara The Marker in Dublin, I then headed out onto the street, and the following are all of the popular attractions we were able to visit in just one day. So if you're not in Dublin for long, follow along. We started off with a tour of Trinity College, which is Ireland's oldest university with a history spanning over 400 years. It was originally founded in 1592. You can book a tour with a guide and he'll help explain all of the fabulous architecture and take you into some spots that on the street you wouldn't even know to skip into. Isn't this beautiful? It's based on the architecture from the famous temple and cathedral in Cordoba, Spain. The highlight of your Trinity College tour is a visit to the Book of Kells experience. The Book of Kells is a masterpiece of medieval art. It's a lavishly decorated manuscript containing the 4 Gospels of the New Testament, written in Latin. It's believed to have been created around 800 AD. The interactive museum really helps showcase all of the wonders of the Book of Kells. You can see there's like interactive examples of the Book of Kells that are using illuminated light and video. There's also 2 360-degree theaters that help showcase some of the beautiful art that is featured in the Book of Kells. It's a really relaxing experience. You'll learn a lot about the history of Irish Bibles, as well as art and calligraphy. The end of the Book of Kells experience showcases the famous long library that really does come to life. You can see these magical books being placed in the library shelves, and then we're going to then visit what is called the Old Library or the Long Library. It has operated as a working library at the college since it opened in 1732. It's renowned to be one of the world's most beautiful libraries and usually houses 200,000 early printed books. You'll also find classic Irish harps that looks just like the Guinness logo. And today you'll find old manuscripts that are open so you can see some of the famous art, as well as a huge giant globe. Next stop is Dublin Castle. Originally built in 1204, it served as the seat of English and later British rule in Ireland for 700 years, and is a major government complex and today a tourist attraction, built on the original site of a Viking settlement. Most of the architecture dates back to the Georgian period, with the Record Tower being the only surviving medieval element. Visitors can explore the state apartments, the Undercroft, and Chapel Royale, which has been renovated and recently reopened. This is the throne for the Irish king. From the throne room, we're going to skip into the lavish drawing room. This is my favorite room in the entirety of Dublin Castle. This is where all the ladies, after having dinner, would be escorted to draw into the room where they would gossip, which is why I love it. This room here, with its vaulted ceilings, is dedicated to all of Ireland's presidents. Make sure when you visit Dublin Castle to take the time to visit the gardens. We arrived in late March and were so lucky with the blooms. Look at all these gorgeous tulips. After skipping through the gardens at Dublin Castle, head to St. Patrick's Cathedral in Dublin, which is the largest cathedral in all of Ireland and the national cathedral for the Church of Ireland. It was built on the site of a well where St. Patrick is said to have baptized converts. The cathedral was originally founded in 1191 and became a cathedral later in 1213. The famous Irish author of Gulliver's Travels, Jonathan Swift, was the dean of St. Patrick's Cathedral from 1713 to 1745 and is buried here. So if you are a literature lover, look for his gravestone. The cathedral has a renowned choir school established in 1432, which still performs daily during the school term. So if you are a live music lover or have a penchant for the sweet sounds of a choir, make sure to inquire to see if they are going to be performing when you are in Dublin. The interior is absolutely gorgeous. You can see here's the choir area, the front of the cathedral, and really worth a visit whether you're Catholic or just love visiting beautiful architectural monuments and enjoy interior design, or want to check out some of the gorgeous stained glass windows. St. Patrick's Cathedral in Dublin is a must visit to better understand the history of the Irish capital. If you are a beer lover, Guinness Storehouse is an absolute must. As someone who specializes in writing about beverage, especially beer, I've been to hundreds of breweries around the world, and Guinness Storehouse, without a doubt, is one of the world's best beer tour experiences. We are going to skip up the escalators after arriving. Once you spill into the entryway, you'll see that there is an amazing Guinness gift shop that sells everything from beer coasters to old advertising, calendars, and t-shirts. What's more charming than the fact that the Guinness team has hired an Irish harpist to play as you arrive? You're going to start your experience in this room. You go through this little tunnel, and then there's this beautiful wraparound video screen that's going to really showcase and get you prepped to learn all about how beer is made. So they showcase the major elements of beer, which is barley, water, and then what's this third one? We've got hops. That's going to preserve your beer and give it some bitterness, and then we finish with yeast. That's how we ferment and make alcohol. So as you go through the initial space here, you're then going to see how barley is grown. I absolutely loved the water section. You should definitely plan to stay here and make a video. You'll see that there's this incredible water feature that has, Guinness pints that are dropping down. This is all just made of water, and it's going to explain that it is sourced from the Wicklow Mountains, which is south of Dublin. Then we go through the hop area where you learn about how hops are grown, and then we're going to do a yeasty dance. That's Nicola doing a yeast dance, which is very important to do for good luck. The next floor, we're going to skip up the steps and learn all about the roasting process. You can see Guinness glasses that are filled with different barley that has been roasted at different levels. The next room is all about the brewing process. You can learn about how beer is brewed, with a fermentation room being really educational. You're going to learn all about how the roasted barley transforms into alcohol when yeast gets to work and starts eating that sugar. This video actually showcases that process, which I thought was quite innovative. It shows you the alcohol creation process. Under this giant copper dome, we're now basically inside a brewing tank, and they have these gorgeous videos. Look at this gorgeous hop. Look at that. It's like a National Geographic quality video. Look at these swirling roasted barley pieces. Oh my goodness. Another escalator. This Guinness Storehouse, for the record, is a 7-story museum, and the escalators are one of the best parts of the experience. You go through all these beautiful old industrial sections, and you can stare right up into the ceiling where you're going to finish the tour. So on the next floor, we're now going to learn all about barreling. They've got a pyramid of barrels where you're going to learn all about the art of cooperage. This is the art of making handmade barrels using the metal and wood to create barrels that can be transported so Guinness can be shared all over the Emerald Isle. There's also a section on the quality assurance. You really do realize how much work goes into ensuring every pint of Guinness from Tokyo to Toronto has that beautifully light, sudsy foam and bitter, fabulous, full-mouthed feel. There's also a space for marketing and brand lovers, so they show old advertisements so you can see how Guinness has been showcased over the ages. This room has tons of Guinness advertising sculptures. I loved this little sardine that was riding a bicycle down a beautiful boardwalk, and then there's also this hilarious gentleman cheersing his beer, so Nicola feels right at home. After the major museum section, you then line up to enjoy a tutored tasting with these tiny little shot glasses of Guinness, and you're taught about how to sniff your beer before sipping it. But really, honestly, the whole experience is just to have a cheers and celebrate that you're finished the official tour. You can upgrade your ticket for several different cool experiences. This one takes a photo of you and then screen prints it right onto a Guinness, so you can get a photograph of yourself or your loved one on top of your Guinness suds. So I did that myself, and Nicola did the same, so we could get a picture of our 2 cute Guinness pints. In this area, you can then grab a seat. You can see the stools actually look like Guinness pints as well. The white top is like the suds. Once we finished our first Guinness pint, we headed to the last stop of the tour, which is the famous Gravity Bar, which is located on the 7th floor. It offers a panoramic view of Dublin that is unmatched, and it's known as the city's highest bar, located 46 meters in the air. When at the bar, you get a ticket to enjoy a beer. Of course, you can have a Guinness. They also have a lager that the brewery also produces, and after having many Guinness already, I really wanted to try something a bit more refreshing. We got very lucky. Blue sky day, sun. Not every day you're going to experience this in Ireland, so we cheers and thought of our luck for the day. The 360 Gravity Bar has 2 different areas. So this is the second area. This is a reservation only area. So if you want to guarantee a seat, make a reservation so you have a nice seat to enjoy your drink at the end. Thirst quenching Guinness is a must. Pearse Lyons Distillery is a short 5-minute walk from Guinness Storehouse, so once you've had 2 pints and you're already feeling a bit tipsy, why not have some Irish whiskey? The distillery is located in an old cathedral, and a actual ancient cemetery wraps around the property, so on your tour you'll learn a little bit about the history of the church as well as the distillery. As we skip into the church, you'll see that they've set up a beautiful tasting area. There's also a retail shop, and you'll learn all about how Irish whiskey is made. They've got some really great demos here to showcase some of the glassware and some of their vintage bottles, their logo on some really amazing barrels. And this section here is the retail shop, and I really love how they've made it look like a small town in Ireland where all of the storefronts look like pubs. We entered the area to have a tasting. You can see these are the copper stills that produce this very lovely craft Irish whiskey. They also have some really excellent stained glass that tells the story of Irish whiskey. We learned everything from the quality ingredients that are used to produce and distill the product, and then we did a 3-glass tasting, so we tried 2 of their whiskeys as well as one of their gins. If you're looking for a fabulous dinner in Dublin, head to the Pig's Ear. It's on the 2nd floor. It has 3 different floors of dining room, including a great private dining space. This is the first floor dining room, which has amazing views over Trinity College and park. So while we are enjoying a glass of sparkling water and then a glass of wine, we were able to look out the window and see people bicycling home from work and enjoying the park. We started off with Irish soda bread slathered in this creamy Irish butter. We had to get some bitterballen dipped in mustard. This is one of my favorite treats from Holland. Oh, look at that succulent beef. Then we got Irish boxty topped with a whipped Irish cheese and black truffle. And the signature dish here is a dish for two. It's a huge chicken pie. It's a classic Irish pie with chunks of chicken. We also had leeks and really tender apricot, and then it's wrapped on top with a lattice puff pastry. You take 2 spoons to share it. Honestly, you could share this with 3 or 4 people and get some additional dishes, but it was really excellent. Look at that succulent breast meat. The sauce was mulligatawny, so it was a bit curried. So we've got, it kind of reminded me of Coronation chicken sandwich at an afternoon tea, like a classic curry flavored pot pie. Absolutely delish. They served it with mashed potatoes and spring onion. We finished with a dessert that was a cheesecake in a jar. Bottom is a lovely berry jam, crumble on top, and a creamy whipped cheesecake in the center. After dinner, we wanted to check out Dublin's nightlife, so we headed to the George. It's Ireland's most famous gay bar. If you're looking to check out a really fun drag show, hop up at the bar, grab a local beer or cider, and enjoy a fabulous night out with Ireland's best drag queens. We just know you're gonna love Dublin.